And we're live.
Hey.
Hi.
How's it going?
It's
On my
going.
way home from work today, I was taking the elevator out of BART, which is the subway system in the Bay Area.
Yep.
And I hit a new record of disgusting. Usually these elevators are full of urine. Today, the floor leading up to the elevator and in the elevator itself was literal shit.
Great. That sounds awesome.
Yep, that was pretty good. That's how my Friday, that's how my weekend started. How about you guys?
Well, can't talk
I got
that.
a haircut.
Did you?
Yeah,
Okay.
Nice.
that's about it.
I am cat sitting.
I cannot tell a difference.
I know. It's hard to tell because I got the headphones covered up. It's a little easier to tell with that.
Okay.
A little bit, I said.
Cool.
Also, the problem is when I go to the place to get my hair cut, they always are obsessed with making my curls super curly, so my hair always looks just like I woke up, or if I'm wearing a hat, and then like a day or two later it settles back to normal.
Gotcha.
Okay. How do they make it super curly? Do they use a curler?
They use like a bunch of product that just like that makes it just naturally curl.
Oh, okay. All right. How much? How often do you get a haircut?
Apparently, it had been a while. She said I was last in February, so.
Oh, wow.
Oh, okay.
I thought I usually got one every like 3 months, but apparently not.
Actually, now that I think about it, mine was probably around February-ish. I don't know. I do this. I get my girlfriend to do like the sides and the back. Here, I don't go in. Otherwise, because I technically get a haircut like every month.
Sure.
So, although I find just a contrast to John's hair, my hair is pretty obvious when I get a haircut because I cut a lot of it off. But when I go and look back at like the thumbnails on our episodes, because I can see a whole bunch of them at once, I can like see my hair like getting taller, and then you can easily see a change.
That's pretty great.
Yep.
Nice.
What's up with you, Paul? How's your week been?
Good. I'm cat sitting, so we have a 3-month-old kitten in the bathroom right now because I don't trust my other cats with him. And I can't supervise while we do this, so. All
right. You could have like brought it into the podcast room or the office room or whatever.
I don't trust the kitten in here either.
Okay, sure.
Because the computer will get turned off. I guarantee it.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So
you have 3 cats at the moment?
Currently 3, yeah. For a couple days.
Cool.
Yep.
Okay, well, let's do a podcast. Let's go do a podcast. August 24th. This is the top-down perspective. I'm Sean Booker.
I'm Paul Fleck.
I'm John Wheeler.
Paul, you sounded so sad about that fact.
Mm-hmm.
God.
Every day, man. This is what I live with.
Paul.
Yep, every day.
You look in the mirror. Nope, still Paul.
I had the best dream where I was anyone else. That's just sad.
Any other person. This is very Eeyore.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Sean.
Right on.
Sean, what have you been playing?
Oh man.
I'm throwing it in your face.
Yeah,
your chance.
Right there. I wasn't ready to hit the marker thing, but we're good. What have I been playing? I've kind of been getting into Siege.
Dude, it's so good once you start getting the flow.
I'm starting to get the flow. It took a while.
Yeah, it takes a while.
That community is so toxic. I'm constantly being surprised.
Yeah.
Actually, someone sent me a message, which first off, that might be the first message I've ever received on the Xbox One. Because who sends messages anymore?
Yeah.
Except for like promotional stuff from like Xbox headquarters or whatever. Anyway, someone actually sent me a message from the other team saying I did a nice carry. And I was like, wow, that's amazing. But aside from that, everyone just seems to hate everyone who plays that game.
I think they meant that as like, hey, nice, like helping your loser friends because like they're garbage. They didn't mean that in a positive way. But you know what?
Probably not.
But you know what? It's fine because it was directed to you, and that's a good thing.
Well,
It's,
what
it's
was
a compliment
actually
for
funny
you, and it's an insult for
is
everyone else.
I actually didn't do anything in that match. They shot me immediately, so I think it was sarcasm.
Oh, it was sarcasm then, for sure.
No, I'm totally kidding. I actually took out 3 of their 5 people. It was probably
Okay.
the best round of my life. I say that though because all 3 of them were standing in one room, so I'm pretty sure they were just as bad as me.
Uh-huh.
And the way that could happen is last weekend was a free weekend for Siege. So
Yeah.
my friend who was really into it was like, "Yo, we got to get on there and play against the people who are real bad at it."
Yeah.
Whereas I'm like, we can play some. I'll get to play someone just as good as me for once.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've let's see, the 2 people, and I'm still like not good at just picking like anyone. Like when it comes to class-based stuff, like I think of Overwatch
Sure.
as something that has this many different characters. There's like 4 characters in Overwatch I'm comfortable with.
Sure.
This one, there's like 1 for each side
Okay.
that I know what their ability is. I would not say I am comfortable with them, but I know
Sure.
how to somewhat use their ability to maybe get a kill. And that is, and I said this one before, Capcan.
Capcan, yep. Mm-hmm.
I like him a lot.
Sure.
Because mainly I don't have to do anything besides hope someone walks through the door that I picked.
Yeah. And since he's a Russian operator, he gets that AK, and it's oh so sweet.
I also do like that. Yeah, for sure. I remember last time I talked about Siege, I was talking about the dude with the flashing shield.
Yeah, Blitz.
Blitz.
Mhm.
I don't like him anymore because
Okay.
he gets a pistol, and I want some kind of assault rifle.
Okay.
That's yeah. So I stopped playing him, and I play. Oh man. Okay, it's the guy who he can like put something on the wall and it shoots grenades onto the other side.
Fuse. Yeah.
Fuse. So I pick him all the time.
Okay.
I like Fuse because sometimes I can get a kill with Fuse if I picked the correct wall, and it's usually pretty funny if I do that. And if anyone picks those characters, I am just utterly
You're screwed.
confused. I'm just like
Yeah.
I might as well just like pick random because I have no idea
Sure.
how to properly use all the other ones. Basically, every round, I'm constantly just asking my friend, what does this guy do? What does that one do? What does this one do? It also doesn't help the fact that both of us only have like the starter set.
Okay. Right. Mhm.
So I'm constantly just like, what does Lion do? What does Frost do?
Yeah. Frost has a new skin coming out that it makes her like traps have these giant teeth on it and make them like readily visible in a way that they weren't before, and it looks so bad.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about Frost because that's the one my friend is like saving up to unlock. It's the one he wants the most.
Sure.
I could not care less. I like Fuse and I like Capcan, and I'm gonna focus on those 2.
I think with Fuse you can opt to have a shield as well if you don't want an assault rifle.
Yeah, which is I don't want that. I don't
Fair
like
enough.
having a shield.
Yeah.
And I want an assault rifle. So
The problem is that if you play Fuse on hostage, you can kill the hostage and like ruin the game instantly for your team.
right,
But
which
whatever.
I've tried to do, but I
Yeah.
couldn't find a wall that would let me put my grenades on. But it definitely came down to like just me, and I was like, screw this, I'm blowing up the hostage.
Yeah.
And I got killed before I find a suitable wall.
Great.
Honestly, it doesn't matter if it's a hostage stage or not. Fuse is the only one I know how to use, and I'm going to select him. And if
Sure,
I can't use his
fair
grenade
enough.
thing, I can't use his grenade thing. If I kill the hostage, I'm still pretty happy because I got a kill.
Sure.
So that's kind of how I look at it.
That's a good way to look at it. Yeah.
Yep.
Are you looking forward to that update coming out pretty soon in September? New guys coming in, Clash and Maverick, Operation Grim Sky. It's pretty good.
I like to play as Fuse, and I like to play as Capcan.
You might like
And
one
if
of these two.
It's not one of those 2. I have no idea what I'm doing.
Fair enough. Do they have like a rotation every week on who you can play for free on the starter kit, or how do they do that?
No, it's just like the top 2 lines of characters.
Okay, so like what you would have got in the base game back 2015 or whenever it came out.
Maybe
I'm
I guess.
guessing. Okay, that makes sense, I suppose. Sure.
Yeah, and I don't have enough points in any way to like unlock a new person. It seems to take a lot, like a lot to not spend money.
It's because you have the starter edition. If you have the normal edition, it's way less money or way less in-game currency to unlock stuff.
Weird. Okay. Well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, I'm doing better. It's an all right game. And for the most part, yeah, I'm just in like a party chat with one guy, so it's not toxic. But some of the stories that he tells me that he puts up with is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's bad. It can be super bad.
And I get this weird thing happens every now and then on the Xbox where sometimes the rest of my team's feed will appear in my headset, but they can't hear us, and I'm in a party with one guy. But I can hear what my team is saying. It's happened twice now.
You don't happen to have your Kinect still connected, do you?
No.
Okay, I was gonna say maybe you had multiple mics, but that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, that doesn't seem like the same issue either. It almost seemed like, is this a feature where it's such a tactical game? You can have your own party chat, but they want you to be able to hear what other people are saying as well, just because that would be advantageous. But it only happens every now and then, so all I can think of is like some wires are getting crossed or something. It's super odd.
That is.
I've never had that happen with anything else, and it's happened twice with this. And like I said, like I'll be like, "Did you just hear this? Why can I hear this kid talking and he can't hear us?" Yeah, it's a weird thing.
Weird.
Anyways, that's Siege. I've also been playing a mobile game called Campfire Cooking.
Okay.
Which I don't really know how to compare it to anything else. There's a grid. So I guess the concept is you're some kids going camping with their grandpa and you're roasting marshmallows. So there's a bunch of marshmallows on skewers, and instead of one fire, there's a grid on the ground with multiple fires on some of the squares, and one marshmallow will be like one square, and you can move the marshmallow in only like the four directions, cardinal directions, basically, of the grid. You can't go diagonally. And depending on what stage you're in, some skewers will let you rotate the skewer so you can point forward a different direction, whereas some can only move or have to stay kind of pointing in that direction. And the point is to toast the marshmallow on both sides evenly. And when you move, let's say you have like a skewer, just for layman's sake, pointing straight ahead. If you move it left, it'll rotate 180 degrees left. If you move it right, it'll rotate 180 degrees right.
Yeah.
So you need to try and position the marshmallow so that it rolls onto the fire or goes into the fire, and you can't toast it twice on one side. Obviously, if you push that marshmallow forwards or backwards, it would stay in the orientation it is. And you can use skewers to push other skewers, so that's how you can kind of like offset the rotations. It has mild story elements where the kids like talk to their grandpa. There's not really like a narrative going, but there's just some kind of like interlog, like just some monologue between the characters. And there's like 10 stages to each world. I'm on world 3. Every world adds a new mechanic. So on the second world, like I said, you can rotate the skewer not along the skewer's axis, but like if you think of the vertice being the marshmallow, so that'll allow different options. World 3 puts in like other pots of food that you need to not only toast the marshmallow, but have that pot end up on a fire, so it's like boiling. And you'll get different kind of orientations on how the skewers work. So it won't always just be like one marshmallow. Sometimes it could be 3 marshmallows on the skewer, or it could be one marshmallow, then a space, then one marshmallow. And, you know, you have to it's a puzzle game. So you have to figure out how to like fit these into the fires, because the fires will be spread throughout the map. It's not just one fire.
Right.
So yeah, it's pretty laid back. I'm enjoying it. It's a good like nighttime game just because it's like chill vibes. You're just like roasting some marshmallows in the dark, you know, in this game.
Sure.
So yeah, that's Campfire Cooking.
This looks a lot like Steven's Sausage Roll, if you ever played that indie game.
I didn't, but I do know of it. You're right. But isn't Steven's Sausage Roll like super hard?
Yeah, like it's a super hard puzzle game, but the reason it's hard is because you have a character like on the screen with the fork you need to use to like push stuff, where this seems more like of a chilled out, like since it's touchscreen, It doesn't have that weird like dude that can die on the fire himself and stuff like that.
Right. Yeah.
So
yeah. No, yeah, that's a good comparison. Yeah. And the last game I played, this is probably the one I played the most of this week, is a game called Flipping Death. This came out last week, I believe. I think it's on PC. I'm playing it on PlayStation 4. I think those are the only two. I wish it was on Switch because it's such like a narrative and character focused game that it'd be nice to have just like kind of this, like a more intimate kind of setting, like in bed or something. Flipping Death, visually, it looks just like Night in the Woods. Also kind of in terms of how you interact with the world. So it's all kind of side scrolling. There's different levels vertically, you're kind of constantly going back and forth in a town. The towns are kind of weird shaped. You can go on roofs and stuff like that. So that's very similar to Night in the Woods.
This looks familiar. Is this the same people that made Stick It to the Man? Let me look it up.
Well, maybe. This is Zoink Games.
Yeah, that's them. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, this art style is very, very much the same. So, okay.
Sure.
I like it.
I haven't played Stick It to the Man, but I was getting a lot of like Double Fine kind of art style
A
vibes.
little bit.
Like I could see this game totally fitting in with like Psychonauts or Broken Age, kind of very pastel-y, hand-drawn look to it. Costume Quest fits right in there too.
Sure.
Anyway, so you're kind of, I guess the premise of the story is you're a girl, and I cannot remember her name. Anyway, she dies immediately, and then Death wants to take a vacation. So he's like, here, have my scythe. You can be Death now for a bit. And the girl is trying to get her body back and come back to life and stuff like that. And the way it works, so like I said, Night in the Woods, you're kind of scrolling around, walking around the town. But there's a like a dead version of the town and then the live version, and you can possess people. And the reason it's called Flipping Death is when you possess people, the town literally flips 180 degrees. So let's say if the ocean was on the left side in the ghost world, it'll be on the right side in the human world.
Oh, this is cool. Okay. Yeah.
It is kind of cool. So what's really great is, so it's an adventure game. A lot of this is basically like, hey, you need to make this thing happen. And to do that, you're going to need to possess this person. You're going to have to move this person over here. You're going to have to, each person will typically have like an ability they can do. So if you're a fireman, he has a fire extinguisher. There's like a wood chopping guy. There's a dog. Just a few examples. So a lot of it, adventure game style, is you're going to have to kind of like, it's a lot of like kind of trading stuff. So you're gonna have to possess this guy so that he goes chops down the tree, and then you got to push the logs into the fire so that you can possess the blacksmith, so she can bring over the broken hammer into the fire, stuff like that. You kind of just go through these little chapters. What's also really great is when you possess anyone, you can then read their mind. Oh, Penny. Penny is the name of the character. Penny will then can talk to them, and the person's like, "Are you my conscience? Who is this?" Or they'll be like, "Shut up, inner voice. I don't care about you," and stuff like that. And it's pretty out there. There's like mermaids you can possess. You can possess crabs. And so there'll be like a list of challenges or objectives for you to do. Some will be story based on the chapter. Others will just be like, this person is dead. They want to know how they were killed. And by possessing people, you'll kind of start to learn more of the story of this person. And then that thing will get checked off. And there's usually like 5 things you have to do per chapter, as well as a bunch of like bonus objectives. So if you wanted to like really kind of dig into the chapters, there's more to do. I'd say each chapter lasts maybe somewhere between half an hour to an hour, depending on each one. And you don't have to possess everyone to do it. What's actually really great is the hint system is super nice. So anytime you pause it, the main menu comes up and then there'll be hints. If you click the hint option, there'll just be a list hint. It'll be like hint 1 through 10. And if you select hint 1, it'll show basically like one character doing something or one character doing something with someone else. Just kind of a little vague. So that basically tells you, oh, I got to have to go do something with this person. And you got to go find that person, possess them, read their mind, kind of figure out what's up with them, and then how do I kind of replicate what happened in that picture. So if you kind of think a little bit like Mario Odyssey, how they had like pictorial hints, but those ones were a lot more puzzle focused. These don't necessarily spell out like, hey, you need to do this, but they definitely like do a really good job of pointing you like, you should go talk to the fireman next. He needs to do something. And then anytime you finish one, that hint will like gray out, so you can kind of just know, oh, that's the next thing I need to do. I need to go talk to this person.
That's
or
good.
like I said, there's not a ton of people in the world for each chapter, so you could just possess each person, read their mind, and you'll probably get a good picture of what this person can do and what they're about. And again, it'll tell you what their special ability is. So if there's something like, oh, you can't go over here because there's a fire, and then you possess the fireman and you realize he has a fire extinguisher, you can kind of put one and one together right there. The big downside I have with this game is kind of everything outside of the adventure game part of it. There's a weird focus on the platforming, and not so much like you can't die or anything, but the way you possess people is you need to like spend this like currency that are like, there's like floating skulls or something like that. It doesn't really explain. It's just random currency. And you get these, they'll just be kind of floating around the map, and there's infinite of them. So it's not like you need to find them all, which is great, but they kind of run away from you, which is annoying. So you have to kind of chase them down. Your jump is really weird feeling. And I say that because so it's hit X to jump. But I guess just because from like muscle memory with platformers, I'm used to holding down that jump button. Yeah. Because some games like you can jump further if you're holding X. That doesn't have it, but I'm just kind of muscle memory used to like kind of pressing hard the X and holding it down for a little bit. This one, if you hold down the X button and you land on a platform, you immediately jump again.
Yes, this is what Stick It to the Man did as well, and it drove me fucking crazy.
It's weird because I'm always just constantly doing like two jumps. Like I'm landing my jump and then I'm immediately jumping again. And it's like, oh wait, crap, no.
Yeah.
So it ends up me having to just like kind of like really quickly tap the X button to try and do some of these more precise jumps.
Yeah.
Which is not a huge deal, but just after playing games for so many years, I'm not used to hitting X that fast. I'm used to kind of deliberately hitting my jump button.
Sure. Yeah.
Which is odd. It's super weird. And then the other traversal mechanic you have is you can throw your scythe. You can aim your scythe with the right stick and then throw it with the right trigger. And then you can hit right trigger to warp to your scythe. So you can kind of do a big jump that way. Okay. Also, if the scythe like latches into like the bottom of a platform, you can warp into it and you'll kind of, the momentum will take you on top of that platform. You don't ever really need to do this unless there's a jump that's kind of large. And for the most part, it's just kind of cumbersome. You can do it like once per jump. So you kind of have a double jump that's weird to do because you would have to jump with X, then you'd have to point the right stick up, throw the scythe, and then hit it again real fast so that you're not falling too much. It's just weird. And if at any point you accidentally throw your scythe, but you're still moving and you want your scythe back, it'll just warp you back to your scythe. You can't like pull the scythe to you. You have to warp to it and then take another shot. And the reason this gets kind of annoying is there's like three kinds of currency. There's like a super easy one to find, and then there's two that are kind of more specific, and different characters will need this specific one. So you'll kind of have to make sure you find those ones. And those ones usually require some kind of platforming challenge and they're not very hard, but the platforming kind of sucks. So they're just kind of annoying to have to do in each stage. And this gets even more annoying when there's enemies on the stage, and when they hit you, they just take away some of the easy currency, which again is not a huge deal because there's an infinite number of that currency. But a lot of the times you have to like get chased by someone and pull an enemy to a certain area to do something, and the movement is just not ideal.
Right.
So that's my big issue with it. I really like the story. I love the characters. Like, the reason I'm saying I have a Double Fine feel is like all these characters are batshit insane and they're just shouting nonsense. Like, for example, like I had a ghost that their head was constantly on fire, so they couldn't tell me the info I wanted because they would always get distracted by the fire on their head. They would like start telling me, "Oh, you need to go talk to, oh God, my head's on fire." Like the game's funny and it's charming and I like it and I like the story and I love going into a bird, reading its mind, and all it can talk about is how much it wants to fly and poop. Like it's just constantly yelling about that. Like these characters are cool, but just traversing the world kind of sucks. Which is a bit of a bummer. It's not the end of the world. Like I can still get through it. I just wish it was easier, a little more comfortable to play through, because the game looks great. It's really great, and it's funny. So I think it would be like perfect again at home on the Switch, just because it's like a nice like fun adventure game. Like it would look so good, kind of storybook like. But right now, I still recommend this game. It's worth checking out if you like adventure games. Just know that like I said, the kind of controlling it's not the best. But yeah, anyways, that's Flippin' Death, and that's probably what I played the most this week.
I looked it up. It is on the Switch.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
it is.
Wow.
Yeah.
How did I miss that? Anyway, that's cool. That's great at home in the Switch.
There you go.
Okay. Anyway, that was a lot of that. John, what have you been playing? Looks like some new stuff.
Yeah, we've continued our Kingdom Hearts adventures.
Kingdom Hearts update.
Oh, buddy.
There we go.
So I was not aware of this at the time.
You have to play 2 more Kingdom Hearts games to get the full story.
Well, probably. But so the collection that came out for PS3 and PS4, it has 358 divided by 2 on it.
It's my favorite one.
So I was like, okay, cool. I guess I'll give this a little bit of gameplay try, because Reese was like, well, just watch the movie. Like, no, I'll try the gameplay first. So I loaded it up. The game was the movie. There was no gameplay. They literally took that game and just turned it into a movie and put it on the collection.
Nice.
Okay. So there is a game version of it. They just did not include that in this collection.
Yes, there it is on the 3DS, I believe.
Okay. Do you plan to play it, or are you done?
No, actually, I think that might be DS. So either way, I don't know. I don't know if I even own
No,
it.
yeah, because 3DS is Dream Drop Distance, because 3Ds, right?
Yeah, so I think this one is, I think 350 divided by 2 is the DS one. Well, I can find out if I own it, because I can type 358 in there. I do apparently own it, and it is DS.
Okay. Wait, did you watch it, or do you plan to play this?
We watched it, because that's what was on the collection.
Okay.
Yep.
And are you like only going to do what's on the collection, or like what's the...
Probably.
Okay.
So we watched that, and more things happened than in Chain of Memories. So that was good.
Okay.
Cool.
How long was this watch?
2.5 hours.
Okay. All right.
The movie version did a good job of like, all right, you don't need to look at any of this for like the next like 30 days on the calendar, because it actually does go through roughly 358 days. So
wait, what do you mean calendar? When I watch movies, I have nothing to do with the calendar.
So the game itself is supposed to take place over roughly 358 days.
Okay.
And each day is like a mission that Roxas gets sent on, and then you learn more about Roxas and his life after you do that mission and stuff like that. So it's just meant to be like 358 days of that, and then it ties into Kingdom Hearts 2. But the movie was just like, yeah, just a bunch of boring shit happens for like 30 days, so we'll just skip ahead.
Okay, I see. So why is it divided by 2?
For plot reasons that I don't know if I should say, because actually... But it does actually make sense.
Okay.
Okay.
So it's not just nonsense?
See, I honest to God thought it was going to be something they never explained, and by the end of it, I was like, holy shit, they actually did.
Okay. I feel like every week it's what's the mind meme? Galaxy Brain.
Galaxy Brain.
You're like hitting a new level of Galaxy Brain.
I'm understanding Kingdom Hearts, which is a frightening thing.
Gross. Contracted Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
Hiatus.
Send me to the doctor, please. So watch that, and then we went on to start playing
Mario.
Oh my god. Got to be a Disney character though, so I guess Doc McStuffins.
Who is Doc McStuffins?
Like one of their like preschooler cartoons.
Oh, okay. How about Doc the dwarf in
there you go. Much better.
Yep, that works.
No.
He seems like he has a PhD.
Snow White. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. What does he have a PhD in? This guy's
mining.
Did 8 years of schooling on mining. You're probably right. He probably has like a geology degree, right?
Yeah, I'd imagine. He seems like the kind of guy that would. So then we moved on to actual Kingdom Hearts 2.
Is this the last one?
I don't know what we're doing after we beat 2. That's the thing.
Just with your life?
Yeah, I mean, yes. That's how it feels. Because like there's still 2 more games in the collection after 2. There's Recoded, and Birth by Sleep. Birth by Sleep is supposed to actually be worth playing, although lately it depends on who you ask.
I'm asking you.
I don't know. I've been told it's worth playing, so we'll probably play it.
All right.
And then there's that weird ass 2.8 Final Mix prologue thing we talked about last week that we still need to figure out if that's worth playing or watching.
Okay, so Kingdom Hearts 2 is not the end of the road.
Oh, Recoded is another movie conversion of the game. Okay, so really there's only one more game to play left on the collection, and that's Birth by Sleep.
Okay.
Kingdom Hearts 2 starts really slow. Like, really slow. And that's what I remembered from university, because a bunch of my roommates bought the game, and all I saw was them complaining about the Roxas stuff at the beginning. And yeah, that stuff kind of overstays its welcome, in my opinion. But now I'm at the actual gameplay where I'm going to different worlds as Sora and Goofy and Donald, and I'm like, oh, okay, good, I'm having fun again. That game is hard.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
In a good way?
Yeah, like they have like the combat. There's more to the combat. There's a lot more like reaction commands. There's different styles you can transform into, valor form and wisdom form. You sacrifice one of your partners, but you get like increased attack weapons and stuff like that. You have two keyblades.
Like your partner being like Goofy?
Yeah, like valor form, like you sacrifice Goofy and then you turn red and then you get a second keyblade and you can fly and do like ridiculous combos and stuff like that. But it's like timed.
Does Goofy come back? Or
oh yeah.
Okay.
He comes back when the form wears off because it's time based.
Okay, so it's not just like Goofy's life for like 15 minutes of being a badass.
Basically, yeah. But no, doing them in order now, like there's a big difference between 1 and 2. Like 2 feels way better. 2 feels like the game I wish 1 had been.
Okay.
Is cool. 2 your favorite Kingdom Hearts?
So far, but I'm also only like 10 hours in.
Only. But yeah. But in actuality, you're like 60 hours into Kingdom Hearts.
True. Well, no, not even that. Because it's like it took only 25 hours to beat the first one.
Oh, okay.
And then 2 movies of 3 hours each, roughly. And then I guess I'm at 41 hours right now of Kingdom Hearts.
Okay. It's brave, and you're still alive. Nice.
I don't know. Yeah, like 2 so far is pretty good, but who knows? My mind may change on that. Because I haven't got to the one that people always seem to complain about, Atlantica, yet. I think that's actually my next stop in the game.
Is it an underwater stage?
Apparently, it's an underwater musical.
Okay.
Huh. Interesting.
Well, I guess we'll find out next week.
Well, you won't, because I'll be at PAX.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Okay, well.
Also, we're trying to figure out, what do we do? Do we finish Kingdom Hearts 2, or do we, on Tuesday, drop it and start playing Yakuza Kiwami 2? So.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Yakuza Kiwami 2.
I mean, I would agree, but at this point... Actually, no, I don't think I would, because you're so close now. I would just get it over with, frankly.
But he has to watch another movie and play another game after, like, another 15 hours of Kingdom Hearts 2.
We'll probably finish Kingdom Hearts 2 and then go do Yakuza. But Yakuza's probably going to be 100 hours, so we're going to forget most of Kingdom Hearts.
Sure.
Yeah. So, a question that's been thrown around our Discord a lot. Do you actually like Kingdom Hearts? Because people can't tell.
See, that's the trick. I don't even know if I do either.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
You have to. You don't put 41 hours into something and dislike it.
Yes, you do. Have you never been on the internet before?
It's not. You have to be enjoying it, or you would have just stopped.
It kind of goes in waves. It's like, this sucks. This fucking sucks. Oh, yo, that's kind of cool. Oh, this is really fun. I'm having great. This fucking sucks. Why the fuck is it doing this? This is a stupid design decision.
This is the greatest story man has ever told.
Oh, no, I hate the story. The story's fucking dumb. But, like, I'm having fun playing the game.
Okay.
In waves. They're like I said, there's some things that are really dumb. I have a feeling if I had played, was it Chain of Memories, I would be done. I would hate it. So that's why I watched it.
Oh, you watched it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
From what I saw, like 358 divided by 2 seemed like it would have been okay to have played, but it was definitely way easier to just watch it.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah, so I don't know. All I can say is at times. That is my answer to that question.
That's fair. Yeah, there's stuff that I really like that's bad. Like, that's a thing.
Yeah. And apparently Kingdom Hearts 3 is on demo at PAX this year. So,
are you gonna try it? Are you gonna try it?
Because I know the lineups are gonna be awful.
Okay.
Besides, I'd rather go play Devil May Cry 5 because that's also supposed to be there.
Prove to them that you're the Kingdom Hearts super fan. You deserve this. You're like, I played 5 games in the last month, waiting for PAX.
Yeah.
Last PAX I went to, I played DMC. I remember that.
Nice.
Well, hopefully this time I'm going to play DMC 5.
Yeah.
They're throwing a pizza party, which makes the most sense for Devil May Cry.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I have to miss it because it's during my goddamn panel.
Aw. Bummer.
I mean, you could still get pizza.
It's true.
Like that's the last pizza.
What if it is? What if they buy all the pizza in Seattle?
Yeah.
Pizza. It might be the only pizza that like a demon stepped in, though.
You know that's not true. There has to be another one out there.
Sure.
All right. Other than that, I played a bit more Death's Gambit, and I know Paul has as well.
Yeah,
I actually played a little bit of this.
I finished it, actually.
Okay, because I did not finish it.
Okay.
I am pretty close. Out of the bosses that you get books for, I'm missing one. There's only one I haven't fought. For your reference, I haven't done the dungeon yet.
Okay, yep. Mm-hmm.
And for your guys' reference, I got to the part where you get a special attack.
Nice. So you got past the first boss.
Yeah.
No, not even. Not even.
I think you get, yeah, well, he seemed kind of like a boss. He was a little harder. He had like a shield.
Yeah.
Like a force field shield, and I had to use my special attack to take that down.
10 minutes in.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. I got there.
So
I'm playing as the assassin, like you guys mentioned.
Dope.
He seems cool.
Okay. Cool.
Stamina sucks.
Yeah, that's why I don't like Souls games.
I feel like every time I level up, I'm just trying to get more stamina. And it's like, why don't you just...
This game's egregiously bad about it, though, because haste also plays a part. There's actually 2 things that you need for stamina that isn't garbage, and it's infuriating to me.
Yeah, and it's weird coming off of Dead Cells playing this, because I can do whatever I want in Dead Cells as fast as I want to do it. And then Death's Gambit's like, hang on there, buddy. You're having a little bit too much fun. Why don't you take a literal breather?
Stamina low.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I fought the astronomy boss, and then I stopped because there was a bunch of bugs that were preventing me from kind of having fun. I lost the ability to get more skills, like, for example. But Paul showed me that they already patched it.
They patched it the day that you watched, actually. Like,
yeah, I know, which
night.
I found funny.
Yeah.
But, like, they took away my favorite thing that they put in there. So one of the skills in the skill tree was you don't lose soul energy, or your energy weapons don't need soul energy if you have a skill on cooldown. Yeah. Which worked really well when you had a move that took 2 minutes to cool down. So you basically had a weapon that you could just constantly be firing and do steady damage.
Yeah.
So they nerfed that, and now it only lasts 6 seconds.
Yeah.
Which sucks, because that was what I used to take out one of the bosses, because it was really fun. I think 2 bosses I took down that way.
Which one?
The heroic of the giant deer.
Yeah. Okay.
It was just easier that way, and it was more fun to me.
Yeah.
And the astronomer, because it made it really easy to take out those blue flames.
Yeah, so when I was fighting the astronomer, I didn't realize that he's very, very late. I had missed 4 bosses up to then, so I was very underleveled. So when I finished it, I went back, and those other 4 bosses were insta-kills. They were so easy.
Yeah, I got to the Astromancer, or whatever the hell he's called, like, as this, like, one boss behind, and, like, he destroyed me for the longest time. Because his combo was so weird to get used to, his, like, sword moves. Yeah. Then I finally realized, like, oh, wait, I have a shield that, like, doesn't lose stamina, really, when I block, and then he just became a joke. Yeah.
The, like, big stone one, or whatever?
The one that the boss on the bridge gives you.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Bullworth or something like that. Like, it takes 30 strength, but you barely lose any stamina.
Yeah.
Or you have enough stamina to actually, like, survive his entire, like, rush.
That game has problems.
There are, yeah,
Like
but like,
technical problems. A lot of technical problems.
do tell. I was gonna show something, but do tell.
Just a whole bunch of glitches. One of them was there was a like death animation sound of somebody just like being slaughtered or whatever when I killed someone, and that just stuck around forever until I like turned off the game and restarted it. Just shit like that. One part I tried jumping up while going on an incline and I fell through the ground. Just like just stuff that like they obviously rushed this out. Like they couldn't push it back again and they just had to get it out because there's so many garbage bugs in there still to this day. Like it's to the point where I don't even I like this game and I don't recommend people buy it yet. I recommend you wait until it's on sale because at least by then they might actually fix all this shit. And that sucks. That really sucks because I do like it as tropey as the story gets, we'll say, without going further.
Yeah, there's so many things where I'm like, that's who this person is, and that.
And you're probably right, even if
cool.
they have. Yeah, you're probably right because I was just like, oh, that's that person, and sure enough.
Yeah, I called that when I was streaming it, and people were like, no, it's not. I'm like, no, dude, no.
Yeah,
this writing's pretty straightforward.
And the end area is just kind of boring. The end fight is not very good. Oh man, it's such a letdown. But like,
did you go back and do any heroics or?
So here's the thing: is that the ending was such a letdown. I went on this rabbit trail of there must be a secret alternative ending. So I am planning to go back and do all of them as a human.
Oh.
Yeah, and without signing the contract. So I'm going to try it. And if that doesn't do anything, then fuck that game. Is all I have to say.
So I'm going to ask you this because I could never find it. Did you find all 5 of the Gaia plates? Because I only found 1.
The Gaia plates. No.
Or crests or whatever the heck they're called. Yeah.
Nope.
I've only found 1 so far, and I have no idea where the other ones are, and I'm running out of areas to look in.
That might be something I just look up. I forgot all about that, frankly.
I'm also more curious if that actually does do anything.
That's what I'm kind of wondering too. I really want the ending to be different.
It might. You never know.
Yeah. Yeah, it might.
But what did you think about some like the crazy things that they kind of did there, like the underworld and the spaceship?
Oh, dude, the environments and the boss designs, not necessarily the fights themselves, but the designs and all that stuff are top notch. Like all of that stuff is very, very good. The weird horror sci-fi angle that came out of nowhere was fucking dope.
I know, that was like, I was
just getting spoilery.
No,
starting to seem a little okay.
No, because unless you've seen the area, you don't know exactly. Just let's just say it gets weird, like horror-y. It's not medieval at a point, but it is kind of. I don't know. It's weird. Yeah. No, all the designs. I think that's what the letdown is. Is that all this stuff isn't in a better, more polished product. More than anything. Yeah, and I don't know. I think there's kind of a letdown of the fact that there's like no real upgrades to your weaponry. Like you're upgrading your weapon, you're not getting like a better version of that weapon ever, because that's kind of like a nice little carrot on a stick that other Souls games have, where like you could just upgrade this weapon that scales really well. Or, like, you could find some other ones that, like, mobs drop or whatever, and that's not really in this game either. It doesn't feel like there's any point in really upgrading any of your weapon scaling stats at all. It's better to just find armor that scales those up themselves, and you always should just focus on your endurance and your haste and health if you're having health issues. Like, there's so many weird kind of bad decisions in the gameplay department that they made that I don't know. It just seems like such a letdown. And more than anything, it made me want to play Salt and Sanctuary again because I do remember that very fondly, and I'm wondering if maybe that even stacks up at this point because it does similar stuff. So,
well, I will say this about the game. They were surprisingly generous with us because they sent everyone who streamed it like some extra promo stuff, and like it actually kind of kicks ass. Yeah, so they sent in they mailed out. Let me see if I can find the way this is supposed to go.
It's like a for the audio people, looks like a blanket.
Yeah, so they crocheted a blanket of death from the game, and actually like.
Oh yeah, okay, that's pretty good.
That looks very cool. Yeah.
Yeah, that's very.
It's a pretty
good.
sizable blanket.
A pretty sizable blanket they sent in, and like Paul just said, they also sent me an hourglass.
Yeah.
With like death printed on both sides. Like this thing is heavy and it's got black sand in it. It looks really cool.
That is super.
How long is it? How long does it? Is the sand?
I'm gonna be real. Like it's probably 10 minutes based on the look of it. Actually, no, I think it's longer because I've had this down for a while we were podcasting. I ducked out a shot earlier to take this out of the box. So
okay,
okay, but you haven't been. You didn't start it when we started the podcast.
No, I started 20 minutes in, and it's not done yet. So actually, maybe it's got like 20 minutes in it, half an hour.
Yeah, it's been.
But it's really, really fucking cool.
Okay.
Like, and I actually like hourglasses a lot, so this is kind of badass.
Yeah, it's very cool for sure. It's too bad their game wasn't as good. I think as soon as they fix some stuff, it's very easy to recommend on a sale.
I am glad that they hot fixed those bugs that were there at launch at least. So they did that in like a day or two.
That one bug you told me is fucking amazing, where they're just like one of your skills replicates forever, so you can't get any more.
Yeah, I was so angry because I spent the entire stream trying to find a new skill for the axe, and then stopped.
Yeah.
Booted it up, found I had that glitch, and then found the guy who was going to sell me skills for the axe. So I was just like, God damn it.
God, that's such a bummer. But yeah, they did fix that. I've been on their subreddit, and it makes me sad every time I'm on there, because there's so many people that are just like, hey, my save corrupted. And just like really bad shit. So, I don't know. Wait until that shit's patched and like fully running and like a little bit on a sale, and I think it's perfectly recommendable. As it is right now, though, I don't know. They got to get that stuff fixed. That's all I have to say about it. And like, I am going to go through it again. So I don't like hate it, obviously, but like, I really hope there's a reason to do those heroic fights, I'll say, because I will probably try to do most of them. And the Astromancer will make me break my computer. I can already tell.
Yeah, so out of the two I've done in the game, they just gave me like +4 gear, basically, but it was like helms and stuff. Okay. I think the deer, the Culith, or however you say his name, he drops bows. Like I got a +4 bow, but I couldn't use because my build was not based on agility.
You're right. Yeah.
So I couldn't fire the damn bow.
Yeah. Yeah. Those are good disenchant things, I guess, and that's what I've been doing. But like, yeah, I think my finesse is still set to like 2, and everything else is like 30s and 40s.
I think I made mine 5 so I could use that bow that lights people on fire.
Oh, that sounds fun. I kind of want to try like a bow build in that game. It might be fun.
I mean, you can try, yeah, like either a bow build or how would that even work though? Because there's a limit to how many arrows you can fire.
You're right. I don't know how that would work.
Throw the bow like in Nidhogg 2.
Oh, that would be great. That would be great. I actually kind of do want to try like a mage build, because I found a lot of like very cool spells that need a tome, and I just, for one thing, I didn't find a tome ever. So
really,
yeah,
I found like 2 or 3.
Yeah, I didn't find any. But it seems like
they were all weirdly out of the way.
Are they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Voice acting is still very good.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back and finish that at some point. Like I said,
yeah.
If telling you where I am in the game, I have the dungeon and the final area left. How much game do you think I have left? An hour?
I mean, you have 2 bosses, so yeah, probably.
Okay.
The dungeon and the final boss. So, the final area, I will say maybe 40 minutes to an hour by itself, depending, because
oh wow,
it can be tedious in a way that the game isn't up until that point. But I guess you should probably kind of expect that because you're climbing the Tower of Evil Things, essentially.
I like the Towel of Evil Things.
The Towel of Evil Things, yeah, it's much more comfortable, weirdly enough. Yeah, you might have about an hour and a half to 2 hours, depending on how fast you go through it.
All right.
Yeah.
That's all I played.
Yeah, I played Death's Gambit and beat it, and it's fine, and I'll play more of it. Just little things on top of that. I've been playing more Dead Cells, usually a couple runs every night. Shields are overpowered in that game in a way that no other thing is, which is crazy.
Really?
Yeah.
So I think shields are lame, but I have barely used them.
You're also wrong.
Because they're lame.
Yeah. No, a good shield, when you get the timing down for parrying, will get you to the end, like, all the time.
Oh, so you've actually been parrying?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's what you do in that game with the shield. Otherwise, you probably shouldn't have the shield.
Can you parry anything?
As far as I can tell, yeah. And then depending on what the shield is, it'll have different effects. See, like, as Tenmar's saying, parrying is godly. It is. Like, it is broken, overpowered, godly. So, the worst shield...
You parry the tornado attack from the dude in the castle.
I don't actually know. I guess I haven't tried.
I bet you can't parry the spikes from those mushrooms.
You're probably right, because those come out of the ground. You're probably right about that. Yeah. Those fucking mushrooms. And yeah, depending what shield, like, the assault shield and a good melee weapon, I can get through most of that game within, like, probably 15 minutes, because you're constantly just moving forward and, like, using your momentum from the assault shield, like, throwing you forward into stuff, and then whatever you don't kill with that, you just, like, slice once and finish off. Like, it's fucking gross how quick you can go through that game when you have a decent setup. It's to the point where I don't see why you would ever take anything other than brutality at this point. But I guess that's just my playstyle of having a melee weapon and a shield as my secondary.
Yeah, because I'm all about tactics usually, because I love those turrets and like
turrets.
My freeze stuff.
I never find turrets anymore. It's so rare
really?
that I have turrets. Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting.
So, yeah, it's kind of weird. But yeah, I've been playing more with shields, and I can't go back because bows and stuff drop off in a way that the shield just doesn't in the late game. Hearthstone's Boomsday thing that came out, their single player thing in that expansion is now out. It is the Puzzle Lab, and it is what I want, basically, where it's just...
I heard this is good.
It's very good. It's just, like, do the thing that they tell you to with what you have in your hand, the amount of mana, and, like, whatever's on the board in, like, one turn.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah. It's very, very good.
Is this a free update? Like, anyone can play this?
It is a free update, and yeah, anybody can just jump into that single player stuff, and I would highly, highly recommend it. It's very good.
Cool.
Other than that, I started Battle for Azeroth World of Warcraft stuff to see what that is, because people won't shut up about it online. And yeah, it's good. It's fun. There's story stuff in there. There's not more to say about it. They seem to take it back to basics a little bit. They don't have, like, you do this weird garrison thing anymore. They don't have you really worry too much about an artifact weapon and all this other bullshit. You're just doing quests and leveling up and whatever. It's fine. It is what it is. So yeah, that's really all I've been playing.
All right, then let's go through all this news.
Yes.
There's a lot. The people behind Reigns announced Reigns Game of Thrones, which I don't care about Game of Thrones, but I like Reigns, so I'll probably play this.
Sure.
This is coming out in October.
This makes sense to me. Like, that's a crossover that when I saw it, I was like, yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Microsoft kind of announced this Xbox All Access thing, which is like, it's like phone plans for an Xbox.
Okay.
What? So there's going to be 2 for either an Xbox One S or an Xbox One X. They also both come with Xbox Live and Xbox Game Pass, and the options are $22 a month or $35 a month until it's paid off.
So you rent to own an Xbox.
Well, you're subsidizing like you do a phone plan, where you like split it over like a contract. I believe these you go in for 2 years, so a 24-month contract. I wonder if the price I can't hang on. I wonder if the price drops once you've paid off the console and you're just paying for the services. I would have to assume that.
Yeah, I would
imagine.
So.
I also haven't done the math to see if it costs the same amount or if you're getting a deal out of this.
I think you're probably paying more because that's the way it always
I'd
works.
imagine that's usually those. Yeah. There's got to be like some sort of interest rate on it.
Probably. Especially if you consider all the times that Xbox Live Gold is on sale. Same with Game Pass being on sale, or just finding deals for these consoles that are like $50 off or whatever. But if you don't want to drop like $500, you could drop like $35 a month. So I mean, people do it for phones.
Yeah.
Also, does this say when this is starting? I bet we're going to see a lot more of this with the next generation of consoles.
What an interesting idea.
I seem to recall back even the 360 days they were talking about stuff like this.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
when
interesting.
Start it. I'm not seeing a date for when this is going to be starting, but it'll only be in the US at the moment.
Yeah. I mean, they haven't officially unveiled it. They're unveiling it later, basically, they said. So.
Anyway, yep, definitely interesting idea.
Yep, agreed.
I don't know how interesting this idea is, but they're making a movie out of Monument Valley.
Sure.
For those who don't know, Monument Valley is a MC Escher style puzzle game.
Yeah.
With not a whole lot of story. You kind of just walk through these weird MC Escher paintings, and that's about it.
So who stars in this?
There's like barely characters. The second game, there was like a mother and a daughter, I think.
Okay.
That was like it. Paramount Pictures is doing it. Patrick Osborne has already been selected to develop and direct the first film. I don't know who this is.
Yeah, I don't either. What's Brendan Fraser been doing lately? I could see him in a movie.
TV, I believe.
Has he? I don't think he's been doing much. Wasn't there an article that came out?
Yeah, that article was talking about him doing TV on like Bravo or something like that.
About his like mental health and stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Patrick Osborne. I think he did Big Hero 6.
Oh. Okay.
He did Paperman, so he's done some Disney stuff. So, okay.
That makes
doing some animation.
That makes way more sense than what I was thinking of, like a live action Monument Valley. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, I guess he also worked on Wreck-It Ralph and Bolt.
Cool.
Anyways, I have no idea what this would be.
Yeah, me neither.
Oh, it even says, in the games, players play as Ida in the original and Ro and her child in the sequel. Yeah, so I don't know, man.
Weird.
I don't know. Moving on. No Assassin's Creed next year.
Okay. Sure.
Which sounds great. That sounds awesome. I wish there was no Assassin's Creed this year. I wish this was more of a every 2-year game. Because when they took a year off and came back with Origins, that was awesome.
Yeah.
But we have Odyssey coming out this year, which kind of just seems like more like Origins. But I mean, I spent so much time with Origins. I wish I had a bit of a break. I'm glad we're getting a break next time, and I hope they come back with another really cool thing. in 2020.
Yeah.
Anyways, we will not have an Assassin's Creed next year.
Okay.
Some small bits. Master Chief Collection is coming to Game Pass, which makes sense.
Cool.
I guess they're still putting updates into that game and fixing it, which is insane to me, but that's still happening. Some release dates. We got Devil May Cry 5 coming March 8th. A lot of this was info coming out of Gamescom.
Gamescom. Yep.
This next week. PUBG is going to go 1.0 on Xbox on September 4th. Luigi's Mansion on 3DS is going to be October 12th.
Okay.
Shenmue 3 is coming August 27th, 2019.
Yeah.
So that's a pretty far off release date. I'm surprised they announced that so early.
Yep.
This was definitely one of the weirder ones. Saints Row 3 is coming to Switch.
Yeah, that is a weird one.
That's a super weird one.
Yeah.
I'm curious why 3 and not trying to get one of their more recent ones. Although 3 might be the best one. Maybe that's the reason.
Maybe.
3 is very good. It has that it has power from Kanye, but that one level early on, that's a good stage.
It's true, it does have that. You're right.
It has that wrestling section with You're the Best Around playing. That's a very good stage. What's the one where you like find Johnny Gat in like the beat 'em up like 2D art pixelated one? Is that 3 or is that in 4?
That's 4, I thought.
4? Okay. Some of those things kind of blend together a bit.
Yep, very much so.
Supermassive Games, the developers behind Until Dawn.
Yep.
And that Until Dawn roller coaster VR thing.
Yeah.
They're making a new game that is not a VR game.
Yeah.
Because one of those properties did well for them.
I'm excited.
This is going to be called the Dark Pictures Anthology. And it's basically a horror anthology. The first one, I forgot the name of it. It's something about sea. It's like on a ship or something. What is the first one called? Man of Medan.
Okay.
Bringing supernatural horror to the South Pacific. It looks like you're going to be on like a boat. I kind of like the idea that it's an anthology thing that they're doing. It's horror games, so I will not play it. But I like that it's happening.
I mean, I'm sure in the way that Until Dawn was a horror game, so...
Until Dawn is scary?
It is not at all scary.
Okay, well, I found that game scary.
Okay, fair. This looks way scarier in the trailer than anything in Until Dawn did. So maybe we'll see, because I'm watching the trailer right now, and this looks like it could actually be pretty spooky, so I'm excited.
This is probably the biggest bummer for at least for me.
Yep.
Amazon is changing some of their perks with Prime and Twitch Prime. When it comes to Twitch Prime, Twitch Prime members will no longer have ads disabled. They will get ads again. Which that kind of sucks.
Yep.
And then when it comes to Amazon Prime, they are currently in the States, if you pre-order a game, you get 20% off. I understand in Canada you get 10% off. They are getting rid of that. In the state, I'll go with the States currency. When you get 20% off a $60 game, it's about $12 off. They are getting rid of that and replacing it with select games. If you pre-order, you will within 35 days after the purchase, get a $10 certificate that will expire within 60 days.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah. Promotional credit expires 60 days after it has been applied to your customer account. Promotional credit only applies to products and digital content sold by Amazon.com or Amazon Digital Services, LLC.
Yeah, so you can use it on anything on Amazon. It's just a credit on your account. I don't know. When they were coming out, it was pretty silly that they were using... Like, if you open up this link, it straight up says, gamers get more out of Prime, which is literally lying to you.
Mm-hmm.
This really sucks. Like, I might actually stop having Prime at this point, because this is what I was using it the most for. and they had slowly been making it worse and worse as Best Buy's Gamer Club Unlocked went away. And I guess at this point, Jeff Bezos doesn't have enough money, and he needs a little bit more. This is a joke from the Beastcast. A little bit more help getting that extra $500 million coming to him a bit quicker.
Yeah, it's because after all that shit with his employees being treated like subhumans, he had to start paying them properly. So now he's going to take it out on the consumer instead.
Yeah, this is a huge
Dude,
bummer.
fuck Amazon.
Yeah, so I might just start going all digital at this point if I'm not getting my discounted physical games.
I mean, they've never been really great for Canada. It's
right.
So
10% sucks.
So it's kind of like a bittersweet sour grapes moment I'm having where now you're getting fucked too. So I love it.
Sure. But I live in the States, so I should have a better.
Right.
I'm advertised a better life.
Right. Exactly.
Anyway, that sucks. But again, you're right. First world problems.
Yeah.
Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice is coming March 22nd.
Yes.
Here's one that I'm pretty excited about. The PlayStation 4 is finally getting some good colors for their controllers. I've been complaining about this for a while. Why are their controller colors lame? It seems like every week Xbox puts out another new color of controller that looks great, and you can just make a custom one.
Yeah.
But now the PlayStation is coming out with, I'm going to say 4 new colors.
Yeah.
3 of which are cool.
That orange is very bright. Whoa.
I actually like the orange one.
I like the orange too, actually.
It is very bright.
As everyone's been calling Goku orange.
Yeah, it's totally
I was going to
Goku.
call it like Tide Pod, but yeah.
It's a little
because it's
Tide
also it has dark blue and orange. The weird thing is, I think Europe has had this one for a while. Like, I've known about this color for a while. I don't know why it took so long to show up, really.
Yeah.
I also do like this light blue with like the burgundy red. I think that's a very nice color scheme too.
Mm-hmm.
This like kind of goldy one.
Yeah.
I guess this is copper because they already have gold and silver, so they're putting a copper one. I don't mind the copper one. This camo one is camo, so it sucks.
What are you even talking about? I don't see a camo
This is not even
one.
the scroll down.
I don't see anything. There's nothing there. I see the copper one and then a blank spot right beside.
Oh, okay, you're right. So yeah, I mean,
it
took Sean a second, but then he's like, "Oh, you're right."
Yeah.
Anyway,
the worst part is I think this is like the second camo controller they've put out.
I think they have like a standard camo, and this is blue camo. So
apparently the first camo
so
well enough to justify a second one.
I'm just gonna say it. I think camo it sucks always.
I don't care about it at all, but it's whatever. I prefer blue than just standard green camo. I'll give it that.
I guess, but I'll agree with you, but only because I think green is my least favorite color.
Okay, sure. Green's pretty low on my list as well, actually.
Yep. I really like these top two, these orange blue one and this blue red one. I think it looks so nice.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to have a controller break and have to buy a new one.
Great.
Bloodstained got canceled on the Vita this week and delayed to 2019.
Yeah.
I understand they put out a developer update that basically said, Sony's not kind of maintaining the Vita anymore, so we aren't going to either. They must have also just kind of looked at the number of people requesting a Vita version and just said this is not worth it to put the development time in. Anyone who did Kickstart it and chose Vita can either have a refund or choose a different platform. Makes obvious sense.
Yep.
And then, yes, it is getting delayed to 2019. I guess a beta came out somewhat recently and got a bunch of negative feedback. And that's why they're kind of taking the extra time.
Yep.
Feedback from the beta backer demo.
Yeah, this was the second E3 beta demo they put out.
Are one of you guys backers?
Yeah.
Sean is.
Did you play this demo?
I forgot to.
Okay.
I think it is still available though. Right? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Apparently it's not good.
I didn't hear that the demo was good. I just heard there was a lot of things they needed to tweak. I thought people said the demo itself was good, but had some things that needed changing. Because the problem is, like, they they have to keep up with shit like Dead Cells and all the other.
Yeah.
It's the same problem that Crawl had, or not Crawl.
Chasm?
Chasm. Thank you.
Chasm. Mm-hmm.
Although I'm sure there's a game called Crawl. So
There is
There
definitely
is
a
a
game
game.
called Crawl. It's a 4-player multiplayer game.
Yep. Very true. Made by the regular human basketball dude which
Oh,
is
it's
a
the
game.
same dude. Okay,
It's
I didn't
that
know
guy.
that.
Yeah.
well, now we know a bit more about Crawl for no reason.
It's a good game.
But yeah, yeah, I feel like I'm worried it's gonna have the same issue that that Chasm had, where it's a good game, but it just didn't keep up with the genre.
Yeah.
Maybe they're delaying it to get it away from Dead Cells.
I'm wondering, like, actually.
I feel like Dead Cells is just eating every like game in its path that's remotely similar to it.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, if the delays to make the game better, I'm all for it. But there's a point where it's like, just like put out the game, dude. Like, you're gonna set expectations so high by pushing it over and over, and then when it's not godlike, because it won't be, no game is right away. Like, people are gonna be mad. So I don't know. I hope they don't.
He'll still do
miss the
better
window.
if he puts out a good game as opposed to a bad game.
Yeah, I just hope they don't miss their window of people caring. Is really it. Like Chasm kind of did.
I feel like this game has been so long in development though, like it already has high expectations.
At this point, yeah.
Like, when did this even start? The first estimated delivery was March of 2017.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. Nintendo announced a bunch of Nindies earlier this week. A few of them which are already out. Bad North, which looks real cool. If you guys have seen these screenshots, this is the it's like a minimalist RTS Viking game, strategy game. That looks real cool. A game called Morphe's Law, Prison Architect, Nintendo Switch Edition. Those ones are already out.
Yeah.
Coming out in the future, The Gardens Between, which looks like a cool puzzle game, as well as Windjammers. And then I was gonna mention this later, but Windjammers 2 got announced.
Yeah.
Nice.
Which is pretty crazy. And with, I think Switch is like the only platform it's announced for, right?
Currently, I think.
Interesting. Okay.
Monster Boy and the Cursed Kingdom, a spiritual successor to the rest of the Monster Boy game, or to the rest of the Wonder Boy games.
Cool.
That's also going to be on PS4 and Xbox. There's a port for The War of Mine coming. A game called Everspace.
Yeah, the roguelike shooter.
Oh, if you look at this article, there's a screenshot of Bad North. I think this game looks so nice.
It looks neat for sure.
Yep. And then before the end of the year, they're gonna come out with Moonlighter.
Yes.
Baba Is You. Streets of Rogue.
Streets of Rogue is real good too.
And then they showed some early 2019 stuff. A new game called Night Call. Children of Morta. A port of Slay the Spire. Which
I'm excited about that.
I'm excited about that. I've been wanting to play that, and I would love to have that on the Switch.
Yep. It's a good game.
And then Terraria is also coming in 2019.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm down for that too.
So some cool looking stuff.
Yep. Agreed.
I already mentioned Windjammers 2, and this is weird. I'm surprised I even came across this headline. Drop Mix Season 2 was announced.
Hell yeah.
How did this game sell enough? They were selling it for $30.
Mm-hmm.
I am shocked that someone was able to justify having a Season 2. It's going to have new features and playlists and modes. There's going to be a puzzle mode.
Okay.
You can collect badges. I guess there's achievements built into it now. Looks like new music. I'm trying to see if there's any sweet banger. Baby Metal's one of the songs.
Yeah. And yes, it's the one, if you know Baby Metal, you've heard.
It's the Baby Metal song. All I do is win.
Chocolate or whatever.
Yeah, Give Me Chocolate.
Give me
It's that
chocolate.
one. Psy Gangnam Style, I'm excited for. That's going to be dumb.
Okay. Yep.
Oh no, you shouldn't have put this in here. They just revealed that the season 3 and 4 packs are back in stock. Those are the ones I'm missing.
Oh no.
So are you ordering them right now?
Yeah.
But for like a regular price, right? Not like an
Yeah, for actual human prices.
Cool. That's good then.
I guess there'll be new effects cards. I'm not going to go through all of them, but you can look them up if you're interested. There's a Drop Mix Insider program.
What?
You get to first hear about new features. John, you should get on this.
Yeah, I have the link open. I haven't signed up for it yet.
Okay. There's also a Drop Mix Discord, which I'm sure has a ton of people in it. At least enough to guarantee a season 2. I am so shocked that they're making a season 2. I thought this game was dead, but that's great.
Yeah, that is great. I like it.
Drop Mix is a cool game. I'm still waiting for it to drop to $30 again, so I can scoop that. And that does it for the news.
Yeah.
Let's do some questions. topdownperspective@gmail.com is the email address to send questions in. You can also do that on the Facebook group. The Twitter account is @TDP Podcast, John's P.O. Box, and the Discord server.
Speaking of the P.O. Box.
Is that a different piece of mail?
This is our friend who has not sent any letters in a while, decided to send a pile of them in one giant envelope.
Just getting a little lazier.
Okay. Oh, here we go.
All right, what do we got here? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10.
Oh,
wow.
No. Okay. Well.
Cost of stamps went up, and it was like, this is breaking the bank.
Yeah.
I assumed you just hadn't gone to your P.O. box. That's why
I just hadn't been sending them.
Okay. Well, this was already a long episode. Let's double it. Here we go.
We're doubling down. All right,
it.
here we go. Let me buy my drop mix cards here after. June 4th, Undertale is in every game of the year slot as always.
Uh-huh.
Oh shit.
Well, it's been a while. Usually I do these guys in batches of 4, but life happened, so I've been procrastinating. Life's not happening, so I can do these again. Also, I'm not going to put them in separate envelopes this time since the illusion is already shattered. Let's have John ask Sean and Paul a few questions.
Okay.
Okay. How many characters are there in each Smash Brothers game?
Oh, I don't know.
Wait, what? Let's do over-under rules. So someone guesses first. You say if it's under over, switch to the next person and go back and forth until someone guesses correctly. First to 3 correct guesses wins. Smash Ultimate will be the tiebreaker if necessary, preferably not, since the announcements can happen. This will be as of August 6th. August Smash 4 DLC is included in Smash 4 accounts.
We're doing it for each. Okay, so all the games except Ultimate, is that right?
Ultimate will be the tiebreaker. First to 3 points wins. Let me grab my pencil.
Okay. So
Conveniently.
N64 is going to be the easy one.
All right. Yep. Sean, starting with you.
Oh, no, I'm going to... okay, hang on.
How many Smash games are there again?
5, if you're counting Ultimate.
Okay.
Yeah, because 3DS and Wii U has separate characters, right?
No. Same rosters.
They have the exact same rosters, really?
Yeah. That was the point of them.
I thought like there was like 3DS had like some of its own and vice versa.
3DS had different modes and stages, but it was the exact same roster.
Okay. Gotcha.
Sean, how many people can you play as in Smash 64?
Okay, 18.
Over. And now it goes to Paul.
Under.
What?
No.
Is it?
It's higher or lower. So
yeah.
Lower. It's lower than 18. Paul, how many characters do you think are in Smash 64?
Smash 64.
Under.
Under. I want to say...
Part of the cards.
I feel like I'm forgetting someone. I want to say like 10.
Under. Sean.
16.
Who did I...
Lower. Paul.
Yeah, I am forgetting. 14.
Lower.
Jesus
Sean.
Christ.
12?
Correct.
Okay.
Is it really just 2 lines of 6? Okay.
Yeah, you start with 8 characters right off the bat, and you unlock 4.
I guess it was like a 4x3 screen, so those lines couldn't be very long.
It was 6x2. Yeah, 6x2.
I knew it was 2. I thought it was just wider than it. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right, Paul, you start this time around. Melee. How many characters can you play as?
Oh, melee. Go 30.
Lower. Sean.
Yeah.
24.
Higher. Paul.
26.
Ding, ding, ding.
Okay.
Sean starts. How many
Yeah,
playable characters in Brawl?
I have. Oh man. 40.
Lower. Paul.
30.
Higher. Sean.
34.
Higher. Paul.
37.
Dead on.
What? Okay.
Paul, you start. Smash 4.
Oh, Jesus.
I have no idea.
60.
Lower.
50.
Higher. Paul.
Oh, sorry. What did you say, Sean?
I said 50 and
You
it's
said
too low.
50? It's too low. You know what? Let's cut the difference. 55.
Higher. Sean.
Okay.
56.
Higher. Paul.
58.
Ding, ding, ding. Paul wins.
I remember
Paul
that
wins.
number.
And he
I don't remember
had
that
Smash Ultimate here, but I don't remember if this even includes. It says as of the 6th of August,
Okay.
which I don't think had Crom and everyone in it, so it might not be worth doing. But I'll take a guess from each of you, see if you can guess as of the beginning of the month how many characters were announced for Smash Ultimate.
Okay.
Starting with Sean, just give me one guess.
Okay. 200.
Wow.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Lower. Paul.
88.
68
I think
is.
it would have been funnier if you had gone higher. Just putting that out there.
And there's still the script of the room on the back. Letter 2, 11th of June. It's pretty sad that the thing I'm most excited for from E3 is the Metal Wolf Chaos announcement. It's such a dumb game, uncomfortably long pause.
Yep.
And the reason is, uncomfortably long pause, because I'm the President of the United States of America. Yeah!
Yep.
Trump?
Oh. Who were the...
Our number 1 listener.
Mr.
He can't
President.
afford individual stamps?
Who are the president, vice president, and secretary in Metal Wolf Chaos? Since John has played the game recently, let Paul and Sean... They're not going to get this.
I have
Oh,
absolutely
God.
no idea.
Trump? One of them's named James, right?
Nope.
No.
That's because like every
Guy's named James.
John. Yeah, I was gonna say John. Is his name John?
Nope.
No.
This is the worst game. This is nothing.
Oh my God. It's been so fucking long.
I don't
Steve?
expect you to get this. Honestly, you want me to just read it out?
Yeah.
One more. King K. Rool.
You got it.
Yeah, King K. Rool. Yep.
The president is Michael Wilson. The vice
Michael
president is
Wilson.
Richard Hawke, and the secretary is Jody Crawford. And apparently, no one cares about the treasurer. Letter 3, 18th of June. Honestly, I hate the inconsistency of information online sometimes. I was going to do a how many launch titles did various Nintendo consoles have?
My God.
Mainly to point out that the N64 only had 2 launch titles in the US, but I can't even get consistent numbers for some. Some places are saying the NES had 16 launch titles in the US, some are saying 18, or some 17, some 18. So let's do something different. The N64 launched with 3 games in Japan, but only 2 in the US.
Okay.
What Japanese launch game wasn't released overseas for the N64?
Oh,
yeah,
Jesus.
I had no idea, so good luck.
I'm not even going to bother. I don't know.
That Battle Tetris game.
Here's a better question. Can you guess the 2 launch titles that actually did come out in North America for the N64?
Mario 64 has to be one of them.
That is correct.
I don't know what the other would be.
Is it Pilot Wings?
That is also correct.
Was that then? Okay. Interesting.
The game was apparently Saikyo Habu Shogi. It's a Japanese chess game which guest starred the top shogi player at the time. The more you know.
Okay.
Yeah, that. What?
I was close.
Yep. You were the closest easily.
Why does it say "We Three Kings of the Mountain" out on the end? Did I miss another hidden thing?
You just activated someone.
Yeah.
Seems like one been playing your game way too long. Oh no, there's another hidden thing in these. This is also why he paired them together. But weirdly enough, the first letter does not have anything referring to this. 25th of June.
Did you try dipping it in lemon juice to feel, or no, wait, heat, because you would write in lemon juice, right?
Yeah.
Heat.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Put under a black light. Remember when
Do not put it under a black light.
Remember when bits in a console was a big deal? That died after the 64-bit era, but I would argue that it was still at its peak back then. That's how the Nintendo 64 got its name, and that was the main marketing point of the Atari Jaguar. Which it's laughable that it boasted being a super advanced computer, being the first 64-bit console when its games were absolute crap. And it's not even that advanced being 64-bit when the first 64-bit computer came out long beforehand. What year did the first 64-bit computer come out, give or take 5 years? Oof, that's a rough one.
Give or take 5?
I'm going to say 1985 This is going to be my guess.
Yeah, that's pretty solid.
Anyone else got a guess?
Not 1990.
Yeah, I'll go 80 to get that 5-year gap down.
The IBM 7030 Stretch supercomputer came out in 1961.
Oh, we're all off.
And it used both 64-bit data words and could use 64-bit instruction words. Jaguar, Jaguar, Jaguar. I believe actually the whole bit thing was a marketing gimmick, not actually referring to proper processing power. So I don't actually believe that is correct.
Yeah,
but I have not looked that up, so that may actually still be the case.
Well,
I went out for a ride and I too went back. I guess I'm gonna have to start putting these in order now, since apparently there's a new puzzle at the end.
Okay.
Is it a new puzzle or just another script to something?
Thanks, Professor Layton.
Matchstick.
Fuck
man,
you!
I want a new Layton game, man. Put that on. Put that on Switch.
I thought they said there were. No, that's Phoenix Wright. That's getting one.
Yeah, Phoenix Wright. Yeah.
July 2nd, there are a surprising amount of TV crime shows from NCIS to CSI to Law and Order, and that's not even getting into judge shows. Why are people so obsessed with crime shows? Do people like to see the bad guy get caught in mysteries in mysteries that are pretty one-dimensional? What message does this send to the future generation when we completely ignore restorative justice and equate vengeance to justice? These are not questions that game developers were thinking of as they made games based off of these TV shows for a quick dollar. Of NCIS, Criminal Minds, CSI, and Law and Order, which has the most video games? And bonus question, which has the least?
Okay.
CSI has to have the most.
I have played 2 of those at least, fully.
Just a reminder, your shows are NCIS, Criminal Minds, CSI, and Law and Order.
Criminal Minds is the least. CSI is the most. That's my guess.
I want to say Law and Order is the least and CSI is the most.
Sean is correct. Criminal Minds has 1 game, NCIS has 2, Law and Order has 5, and CSI has 12.
Yeah.
There's 12 CSI games. Jeez.
Fun fact, Telltale developed 4 of them and 1 Law and Order game.
I completely forgot about those ones. I was thinking of a CSI one that's on the 360 because I think it had easy achievements.
Oh, okay. They were fun enough. They're fine.
I just want, July 9th, I just want last week to sink in a little more. There are more CSI video games than Ace Attorney games. We live in a society. Also, I love how when a character appears in the room out of nowhere, the scriptwriter uses the word materializes. Well, now that I'm pretty off track, let's go even more off track and talk about Bruce Springsteen. Okay. He's an artist who's released so many record-setting singles and albums and has been singing for over 50 years. How many songs has he released? I'll give you, give or take, 100.
What?
2,500.
I'm going to say 300.
You're going to say 2,500?
I'm going to say 2,500.
Oh my God. I probably would have guessed like 100.
His nickname is
Okay.
the Boss. So if it's less than 1,000,
Okay, and you're going
I'm
300. Okay, I'm gonna go 500. Okay, yeah, I have no idea.
He has released a whopping 318 tracks
that's
as of the
fucking
beginning
nothing.
of 2018. Goddamn, that's a lot. One wonders how much longer he can keep going for. Now back to game.
2,500. What are you talking about?
Wait,
Number 4.
since when? 2018. He's been around longer than I've been alive doing that. How is that only that amount? That's crazy. That's not much at all.
He's just one man. All right, 16th of July. The PS2 is almost too many games with over 3,874 titles released for it. That's a lot of game. You may even need game experts to handle all of them. Nice.
Oh,
nice
yeah,
reference.
Yeah. Okay.
So
I don't
here
know
are
this
2
reference.
questions.
What is this reference?
We are game
It's-
experts, remember?
Yeah, our
Oh,
old
okay.
podcast.
All right.
Never existed. So here are 2 questions based off of the
It's
best-selling games.
Nathan. Nathan's the one writing in.
What was the best-selling game that didn't start with the 4 letters GRAN? And what placing, i.e. 7th, etc., did the best-selling sports game have? Stats are from Wikipedia, so take this with a grain of salt. So first question is, for the PS2, what was the best-selling game that isn't a Grand Theft Auto or Gran Turismo?
Yeah.
Ah, crud. I feel like we've had something like this before.
Final Fantasy?
Fra-
Oh wait, no. 'Cause I remember, wasn't like Tony Hawk up there or something like that?
Probably.
Probably.
It's got to be Final Fantasy 7, right?
For PS2?
Oh, you're right. I'm mistaken. I guess Final Fantasy 10, but and then basically which sports title sold the most? Which
Yeah.
FIFA sports title sold the most?
Yeah.
Probably.
Oh, did it? Wait, no. I'm asking. Did it say FIFA or?
Oh, it
It
says
does say-
what is the best-selling sports game?
Okay.
What
It's gotta be-
rank? Yeah,
gotta
what rank? What rank was the best-selling sports game?
Oh, I see. Okay.
Paul, what's your first guess for the what's the highest non-Gran game?
I'll say
What year?
Hmm.
Go ahead. What year did the PlayStation 2 come out?
2001.
All right, I'm gonna say Final Fantasy 10 and FIFA 02.
Yeah.
That's my guess.
Just to change it up, I will say a Tony Hawk.
No, sorry, I meant FIFA 03. I wanted the second one.
Mhm.
'Cause they've
Well,
been a year ahead, right?
I remember the PS2 having a shortage when it came out, so I'm pretty sure it's not that. I've already looked at the answer, so I can't say this. All right, the order of best-selling from starting at number 1 to number 5 is Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, Gran Turismo 3, Gran Turismo 4, Grand Theft Auto Vice City, and Final Fantasy 10 is the 5th place one.
Okay.
Got
Final
it.
Fantasy 10 was correct.
Nice.
Going down the list, Madden NFL 2005 is 13th place. There
Oh.
are 2 other Madden games in the top 20 best-selling PS2 games list.
I thought
according to
FIFA
Wikipedia.
outdid Madden all the time.
Apparently not.
Crazy.
Next up, we have 3 remaining. July 23rd. You may be surprised that the top sports game wasn't FIFA. Well, you would be giving Wikipedia too much credit on it actually being accurate. FIFA wasn't even on the list at all. And looking at VG charts, those games on PS2 usually sold 3 or 4 million. The highest I saw was FIFA 06, which sold 4.21 million, which is still less than the 24.35 million recorded in the US for Madden 05.
Huh.
But yeah, I'm glad you never do stats questions for throwing controllers anymore. Yeah, they're a pain in the ass. People are already confusing Tetris music for Pokemon. You don't need people confusing sources. Speaking of arbitrary, Paul and Nathan recently had a discussion of who would win a hot dog eating contest.
Yeah. that's
Kirby, Yoshi, or Pac-Man.
That is on my
movie did
SoundCloud for anybody who wants to listen to that.
What movie did Nathan initially base his argument on? Were you watching Pixels?
No. So, All right, I'll give some context to what happened here because it's a weird question for anybody who might not know. Ethan and I met up at Denny's for a real late night sandwich and soup, basically, and chat. And I was trying out some lapel mics I have that work with my cell phone. So I was like, we should test these out to see if we could do a stupid little podcast. He's like, okay, I've been wanting to talk about this thing for a while. And
sounds like Nathan.
The thing he's been wanting to talk about that he's been holding back until we were recording was there was a conversation on a forum that he frequents. I can't remember if it's Reddit, Giant Bomb, or where, but it's a place he frequents on the internet. And they were saying who would win in a hot dog eating contest. And he picked what everyone thought was the wrong answer. So he wanted to have a large discussion with me about his reasoning for it because he felt weird about it. So that's the whole context for that, and people can listen to that on my SoundCloud if you want to. So
wait, what are we trying to guess? Something about a movie?
The movie that he based his answer on. So his answer originally was Yoshi.
That's not who I would have guessed.
Right, exactly. And he got a little bit berated and a little annoyed at it for his answer. So, but he based his answer on a movie, and he wants to know what movie it was.
Yeah.
And I know the answer. I know the answer, so I won't answer.
There's no way I'm gonna guess. So go ahead.
Stand By Me.
It was the pie eating contest and Stand By Me. Yeah.
Okay. I have not seen this.
Okay.
Who do you think would win, Paul?
Me? Oh, and Kirby, because he's a black hole.
Kirby, not Pac-Man?
No.
Pac-Man has to move to eat.
Okay, this was the whole conversation we had.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh
so
no!
The whole conversation was we set them all up with their best way to eat something. Yoshi's was basically large clumps that would consistently be served to him every time he had to pull his tongue back. Pac-Man's was all of the hot dogs would be lined up on a long table for him to run down. And Kirby's would be literally anything because he just has to open his mouth. So
I feel like Kirby can he'll increase in size though, and that's not limitless. Pac-Man seems Kirby
increases in size and he swallows it all, then he's back to normal. That's literally his gimmick.
Where does it go?
That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
Kirby's supposed to be like a pocket dimension.
I'm sorry to anybody. The answer is Kirby. There's actually no debating this. It just is the way it is.
No, man. Pac-Man doesn't even slow down to eat.
The only stipulation that we came across is that if Kirby sucked up so many hot dogs that he was forced to spit them back out as a plasma ball like he does in the games, it might be considered a disqualification for not swallowing it. Otherwise, Kirby wins every other time.
Wow.
Okay.
All right.
Or he gets disqualified for eating the other contestants. Was another thing.
That's more than likely what would happen.
Yeah.
Okay.
July 30th. Okay, let's do regular gaming trivia. Mario 64 features Mario in a then revolutionary platforming adventure. However, when the game was ported to the DS, he wasn't alone. He wasn't even the first playable character in the game. Who is the first playable character, and who are the 4 total playable characters in Super Mario 64 DS?
I think I know the 4.
I don't know the first one at all. I have no idea.
Well, if you know the 4, then you pick
the 4. It's Mario, Yoshi, Wario, and Luigi. And I'm going to guess it's Yoshi.
Paul, you want to make a guess?
I would guess Luigi.
Sean is correct on both counts.
Woo!
Mario, Luigi, Wario, and Yoshi starts the game.
Okay.
I don't think I actually ever played 64 DS.
Yeah, you could also collect 150 stars in the game, not just 120, and it featured many other enhancements. Guess he's done with his numbering system based on this.
Okay.
And the last one. On my business card, I am a corporate president. In my mind, I am a game developer, but in my heart, I am a gamer. It's been over 3 years since his death, and he's on my mind today, so let's ask some questions about him. Yeah. Which of these games did Iwata not save from development hell or perform an impressive feat with?
Okay.
Pokemon Stadium, Kirby's Dream Land 3, Super Smash Brothers, Earthbound, Pokemon Gold and Silver, Pinball for the NES, and Super Smash Bros. Melee. Out of these, I think he was involved in just about every one of them.
What's the point of the question, right? All except for one. The only one I know about is he had a hand with Kirby. That's the only thing I had heard.
And Pokemon Gold and Silver, he basically saved that game single-handedly.
He saved Melee, he saved Gold and Silver, he saved Pokemon Stadium. One of his first games was Pinball.
Yeah.
He helped work on Smash Brothers, and he did work on Earthbound. I actually, if there is an answer that isn't none of the above, it's probably Dreamland 3.
Yeah, that's the one I thought he had. Too.
I thought he like came from HAL originally.
Yeah, but that was like Kirby's Adventure. I remember him working on.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean,
I have no idea.
Just for being different, I'll say Stadium.
I have absolutely no idea. I probably would have guessed Stadium as well.
It was B, Kirby's Dream Land 3.
Okay.
But yeah, casually stepping in and fixing games was just an everyday occurrence for Iwata.
Yeah.
So there's no reference to this naming scheme that he's got going on here. He has a bunch of he has a bunch of sentences here that have one word taken out of them. And this says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm assuming if you forget the 5 words, it makes a sentence.
Okay.
Sentence 1. Seems like blank been playing your game way too long. Probably I've.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Or
thinking.
you've.
Yep. Sentence 2. I went out for a ride and I blank went back. Never.
So I've never, you've never. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They've never.
We blank King of the Mountain out on the end.
I have no idea.
We play King of the Mountain out on the end.
What is King of the Mountain?
Like, I'm assuming this is like it's like either a movie quote or a song lyric. So far we've got I've never played.
Maybe. Okay.
I think I know where this is going, because number 4 is the word Undertale.
Oh God.
Uh-huh.
And the last sentence is and in the lonely cool blank before dawn.
The lonely cool blank before dawn, and we think it's I've never played Undertale blank.
Yeah.
Maybe it's I've only played Undertale. I've never played Undertale. What's the last sentence again?
And in the lonely cool blank before dawn.
Like night?
I've never played Undertale night.
Well, I'm just trying to think what it even fits in that sentence. Evening, like air.
Yeah, I'm gonna type it in.
What are you typing in, the final sentence or the words that we came up with?
Oh, it's a Bruce Springsteen reference.
Okay.
And in the lonely cool before dawn, there's no word there. What?
Maybe he forgot to take one of them out and he just wrote the full sentence.
He must have meant to take out before, which means the sentence is I've never played Undertale before.
Yeah, okay, that's what I was thinking too, but you said before because he wrote it, so I was like, oh.
That's why I was like, wait, say the sentence again? Okay.
So I guess the whole joke is he's actually never played Undertale.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, the joke's on you. That's a good game. You should play it. Sucker.
Maybe that'll ruin. Maybe he'll play it and he'll hate it.
Yeah, that would be.
This actually sucks.
Oh my god, that would be so funny.
He hyped it up too much to himself.
The only casualty was him.
There are other ways you can send in questions. Eduardo did that. He wrote, "What are some of the best love it or hate it games?"
Love it or hate it games. Okay.
Kingdom Hearts.
I think that's a good one, frankly. Yeah.
Trying to think.
I think like hardcore tactics games have this about them.
Oh sure, yeah, or maybe just strategy games in general.
In general, yeah, like RTS games are very much love or hate it. MOBAs are very much love or hate it.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Deadly Premonition.
Deadly Premonition, yeah. You either get it or you don't.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's my favorite one.
Mm-hmm.
Second question from Eduardo. What are some of the funniest podcasts?
Oh, the top-down perspective, which you're currently listening to. It's all you need to know.
Done. Number one.
Yeah.
I listen to My Brother and Me, which I feel like everyone listens to the McElroys, and they have like 9,000 podcasts.
I do not.
Another one I will recommend is The Worst Idea of All Time. That's another quite funny podcast.
That's a pretty good one. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Let's see what I listen to Super Bunny Hop's podcast, Dad and Sons. I don't necessarily think they're funny, but like they're affable people. For funny, I mean, I listen to like comedy podcasts, but they're not exactly funny necessarily. They're not like putting on bits or whatever. They're talking about comedy and stuff like WTF with Mark Mayer and Joe Rogan and all that sort of stuff, depending on who the guest is. Otherwise, Important If True is actually the best thing Idle Thumbs have done. Probably.
I don't know if I would agree with that, but I do like that.
It's
podcast.
so much better than their video game stuff. It's amazing. It's really good.
Again, I don't know if I agree with that, but it's a shame that's on hiatus while they move to Seattle.
Yeah, hopefully it comes back, like, at all. Hopefully.
I'm assuming it would.
Yeah.
That whole company's moving.
Yep.
And John, you don't listen to podcasts, right?
Not really, no.
All right. Then, Paul, why don't you take this question from Chris?
Yeah, Chris also writes in and says, one-hit wonders in media, such as music, are common. When I tried to think of my favorite one-hit wonders in video games, I surprisingly drew a blank. Usually bad franchises stay bad and good franchises stay good, but even video games have to have a one-hit wonder or two, right? So my question is, what is your favorite one-hit wonder video game? This is a hard one. Actually.
Well, so he mentions franchises. So do we have to pick like a franchise that has like a one good game in it, or could we pick like a developer that has one good game?
This is why this is hard for me, because I don't know which one to go with either. I think it'd probably be easier for the developer to have had one game that you really like and then everything else was like whatever. But
I kind of feel a bit of that with Swery. I do like D4, but it's just like it's okay. Whereas I love Deadly Premonition. I didn't care for Spy Hunter much.
Swery is very much a one-hit wonder. That's a good call.
Yo, I'm not reading out any more questions after reading 10.
That's fine. I'm just trying to think of more answers. Or even if we did limit it to the franchise, I'm trying to think of some for that.
See, that one's hard for me, because generally I will overlook problems with games because I like the franchise in general.
Like the other way is easy to pick like one game from a franchise I dislike, but usually if the franchise is that long, I probably it's probably doing something right. It's lasted that long.
Yeah, no, totally. Honey Pop, because Honeycamp Studios trash.
But Honey Pop 2 is coming out soon.
Still counts for now. For this time and spot. For August, whatever it is, 24th. That is my answer.
Any thoughts, John?
Not really, no.
Okay.
I'll
read the next one then from Rasterman.
Mm-hmm.
Out of the games you know, what would you say is the hardest one to guess in a good game of Pictionary?
Out of the games you know, what's the hardest to guess in a game of Pictionary? Okay.
I feel like anything in like
NHL 09
would be hard. Yeah, just like random sports game.
Well, that's what they wrote. They wrote the rest of the question says, my answer is FIFA 08, which every year gets increasingly harder to pinpoint with so many similar bloody games in the series genre. Just draw a dude kicking a soccer ball. You already know it's video games.
But you're not going to know it's FIFA 08.
Well, then you just start listing them in numbers.
It's true.
But it could be Inazuma 11.
Yes.
Right? Yeah, you still get the 8 before 11.
Are you allowed to put a number down, though?
You're allowed to put down the number symbol, I believe, not the actual number.
Wait, what is the difference?
You're allowed to put the pound to show that it's actually like you're looking for a number to add on.
You can put a pound. Okay, I see. Well, I mean, shooters would be hard, especially just like any kind of war-based one, like Call of Duty ones.
I don't know. If I knew the clue was video games, 3 words or something, and then there was a phone, my first thing would be Call of Duty, I would guess.
Okay.
More obscure ones, I think, would be way harder. Like weird little indie titles.
Okay, yeah, so like Singularity.
Yeah, exactly. There's a good one.
Or like the Doom remake.
Mm-hmm.
Or reboot, I should say.
Doom, yeah. Where it's a picture of just like a dude shooting.
I think
a dude.
racing games would be pretty hard.
Mm-hmm. They could be, yeah. Like Gran Turismo.
Yeah, or even just like any, like just pick a random fast Need for Speed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna look at my library and see what the dumbest named Steam game I have is, and that's my answer.
Okay.
Although I am leaning towards the Hurricane of the Varstray. Let me see if I can remember that whole title is.
That is.
The Hurricane of the Varstray Collateral Hazard.
Yep.
Try drawing that.
All right, Paul, you got the next one.
This is not gaming related at all, but does Alberta really not have rats?
Yeah,
So,
I don't know why that's going around recently, but yes, this is true.
So, okay, I read into this because this was in our Discord. The person underneath it, like, posted a Twitter thread about this or whatever. And I read all about it. This was propaganda started a long time ago that said, like, be a good Albertan. And if you see a rat, report and kill it, basically. So, there has been a little bit of that, but we actually have a number you can call called like the Rat Patrol or Rat Squad or whatever. And if you see a rat, you call the number, they will send out people to destroy the colony like right away. So there is funding to kill rats in Alberta to make it rat free. So that is the reason why. But mostly it's propaganda because rats do exist here. And because, yeah.
Do they?
Everywhere. Yeah, they're everywhere. But
because I was thinking back, I don't think I've ever seen a rat when I was living in Calgary.
Because if they were all obvious.
I've seen mice.
Yeah, we do have mice.
Sure, mice.
But if there was 3 spottings this year so far in Calgary in different spots, but like those colonies have been wiped out. So there's rats here, but it gets taken care of is the answer.
And that was from Dead in Sky, by the way.
Yeah.
Next question from VGC Kenny. Do you think that Master Hand and Crazy Hand or smaller equivalents should be playable in Smash Ultimate or any future Smash games?
No.
So there's a Game Shark code for Melee that lets you play as Master Hand.
I think I've seen that before, yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Apparently that's actually kind of fun.
My answer is no, because I don't care about that. I want more weird characters.
They wouldn't be able to balance it, so I say no.
No.
I kind of like having them as like bosses. So.
Yep. One Press L2P says what games are bad games in their respective series, but are actually good games when you take them as a separate entity, not in the series. This question came from the fact that Metal Gear Solid 5 being a great game mechanically, but since it didn't deliver on the crazy Metal Gear Solid story vibes, it isn't seen as a good Metal Gear Solid game. Can you think of other examples in other series? So this was also a giant Discord discussion we had. Some of the things we brought up were Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts, which I very much agree with because I don't like those games, but I like that one because it's not a collectathon. So it was great for me. I'm trying to think of a few more. There were some really good answers in that.
I wonder, would Mass Effect Andromeda count if it wasn't called Mass Effect? I bet it would have had better praise.
Yeah, probably.
Like, bugs aside, because it was a buggy game.
Yeah.
But just, I feel like it got really, hit hard because it was the follow-up to such a successful trilogy.
Yeah. Also, Metal Gear Solid Survive is the fucking worst. So that's actually the more accurate. It's the other way around where it's just like this game's really bad in the series, I guess. So,
but it's very much a weird Metal Gear-ish game.
It's very true. Yeah. A lot of people really liked Resident Evil 4 because it was a departure, and it's the reason why I don't care for that one as much. So depending who you are, that's probably because like this is subjective. They're saying what are bad games in their respective series, but are actually good games. So that's just subjective.
Yeah.
Oh my god, what were some of the other ones people brought up? Yeah, Federation Force was another one some people were saying as well.
All right, and last question comes from Deku Hayes. How do you think a health and mana recovery potion would taste in real life? Bonus points if you want to specify which potion from certain game.
So Final Fantasy, I think 12 actually put out potion drinks for sale, and I believe they're just like fizzy mint. I think they're like Sprite, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Both of them, or they taste different?
I think the mana was a different flavor.
See,
one of them might have been bubblegum. I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure like mint or like lemon lime-ish fizzy drink was kind of like potion taste.
Okay, when I'm thinking of a recovery one, I'm thinking it's got to be like red for like heart or like health points or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking like Code Red Mountain Dew or
Really?
cherry Kool-Aid.
I'm thinking like a vitamin water or Gatorade or something with like that almost tastes like a flavored water that just goes down really smoothly.
You know what? I think we're actually thinking about this the wrong way. It's
Here we go.
medicine. It would probably taste awful.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Here. This is a description of the drink I was talking about, the Final Fantasy 12 potion. To commemorate the coming of Final Fantasy 12, Square Enix and Suntory produced Final Fantasy Potion, an herb drink containing such ingredients as royal jelly, propolis extract, elderberry, chamomile, sage, thyme, hyssop, fennel, marjoram, rosemary, basil, Melissa? All right, now they're just fucking with us, I think. Carbonated water, caffeine, and artificial coloring. The drink had a unique taste. It was very sweet, but at the same time possessed a bitter herbal aftertaste.
I could see that, sure.
And when poured, the drink had a light blue color.
I think a mana recovery potion would probably be minty of some sort. I could see that.
So I'm going to change my health potion. I think it's going to taste like cough medicine.
I could, yeah. Probably.
What's the one where it's like it tastes Buckley's? It tastes awful, but it works. That's why I'm thinking about that.
Yep.
And mana, you're thinking you would like green? Is that what you're thinking?
What?
Okay.
Oh,
well, you said minty. Are you thinking like it would be a green color?
No, color has nothing to do with this. Taste. Taste isn't a color.
Well, no, I'm just trying to like paint a word picture.
Okay.
Here's my
it has
idea
to be
for mana.
blue for me.
I would think it would be, I guess, yeah, because green could be help. I'm gonna keep it as green because I already had that idea.
Okay.
It's gonna be this kind of like spearmint green. It's gonna be kind of like Pepto-Bismol, but if it was a lighter green.
Okay.
That's what it's gonna look like, and like it's gonna be kind of syrupy. It's gonna taste like those kind of frosted tree gummies. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I do know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's gonna taste like that. Like if you kind of melted one of those down, and then somehow the color turned into like a light spearmint green.
Okay.
That's where I'm going.
Yeah.
Yo, can I read these two entries here for the other potion re-releases? Because they're kind of amazing.
Yeah, please.
Yes, please.
This is for the 10th anniversary of Final Fantasy VII potion. The taste of the potion was said to be inspired by Sephiroth and his isolationism and beauty. It includes ingredients such as dolomite to represent the earth crust's energy, royal jelly, and vitamin B1. The potion was first sown at the Final Fantasy party. And for Dissidia, the first Dissidia, they released two drinks, the Cosmos drink and the Chaos drink. The Cosmos drinks are light yellow-green in color, while the Chaos drinks are a luminous light purple. Interestingly, by mixing the two drinks, the coloration became clear, lending itself to the theme's duality of order and discord in Dissidia.
That's cool.
That is actually pretty cool.
Are any of these alcoholic, or are they all like soft drinks?
They're all like energy drinks.
Okay.
I
bet there's like plenty of bars out there where it's like you can order a Sephiroth and it's like a mixed drink. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's totally a thing. Yeah.
Although now I'm thinking like in Pokemon, aren't the potions like a spray?
Yes.
Yeah. That's a whole other conversation.
Yeah.
If people want to send in questions for next week, it's topdownperspective@gmail.com, at TDP Podcast on Twitter, the Facebook group, the Discord channel, and John's P.O. Box. What are your games of the week?
I'll say Dead Cells.
Kingdom Hearts 2, I guess.
And I'll say Flipping Death. So
breaking news: the Hourglass is actually an hour.
Okay.
Nice.
Great. Nice. Lived up to the name. Housekeeping. John, you're not going to be here next week?
Yep, I'm going to be at PAX.
Do you want to say what your panels are, if you know, or anything?
Yep, the panel is Friday at, I believe, 7 o'clock. I think it's the Sphinx Theater. I have to double check that. But it is not being streamed. So unfortunately, if you are at home, you will not be seeing the panel. We do not know if it will be recorded. That is one thing that we are trying to figure out. Yeah, let me get confirmation on the actual time here. 7:30, rather. 7:30 in the Sphinx Theater, which is in the Sheridan Hotel, because the first letter of the theater is the first letter of the hotel's name.
Couldn't you just like set up a camera on a tripod?
Probably, but no one has a good camera to put on a tripod.
Okay.
Gotcha.
That's
the
our
mic
issue.
stuff would also be kind of an issue.
Also that, yeah. I also have a meet and greet at the Twitch booth on Saturday at 4:30 to 5:30. Otherwise, that's all I have for the schedule. I'm pretty free this PAX, which is weird.
Did that
Nice.
on purpose because you want to play some Kingdom Hearts 3 and you knew there
Oh
was
hell
long
yeah,
lines.
hell yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
You had all these
I'm
people, all
actually-
these PR people being like, "Hey, can we book you?" And you were like, "Nah, sir, not unless you got Kingdom Hearts 3 at your booth."
To be fair, I'm actually probably going to be spending my entire time in line for Devil May Cry 5, so that's probably more than likely what I'll actually be doing.
Cool. I'm assuming you're taking the Switch. What are you planning to play on the plane?
The Messenger comes out the day I leave, so I'm going to be playing the Messenger.
Cool.
I'm just really sad that I'm not getting that before I leave, so I can stream it. I was really hoping to play it.
Paul, what are you going to be playing while John's on the plane?
When is he on the plane again?
1 p.m., so probably you're going to be working.
I will probably be working.
All right. I have no idea what I'll be up to. Those listening, the September TDP Plus poll is live, so please go vote. It's the biggest poll. There's 5 games to choose from. So go vote on what we will play.
So
and
many
discuss,
options.
in September. And also the Runner 3 episode obviously would have been next week, but John's going to be away, so we are going to push that back 1 week. So you can look for that around the September 7th date. And that'll do it. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in for this extra long one. We'll see you. Some of us will see you next week.
All right, buddy.